I'm trying to build this battery pack for my 110 cc scooter, petrol engine, scooter. Because many batteries have gone bad. This was the last one which was lying on it, of capacity some 3 Ah, but its real capacity has come down to less than 1 Ah. I tried recycling it using and restoring it by putting acid in it after cleaning with baking soda and distilled water, cleaning it, then put proper acid in it. That I got this sulfuric acid concentrated solution, which I will dilute from online. So like that, many batteries are gone bad because sometimes the scooter is unused for 6 months. Most of them are Amron. This is Amron. That is Amron. So I decided to try this lithium ion pack. So this is bought from robo.in. They are like 1500 mAh battery. It is a 3S 4P configuration, but these batteries are like of Orange brand from robo.in. Very good brand. And the special thing is each battery is having 15C 15C discharge rate. This pack of 3S 4P is giving me discharge rate of 90 amps at 12 volts, 90 ampere. That is a specialty. So this BMS I had earlier used. This is a 3S 40 amp BMS. I paid across after it went bad. I don't know from where I purchased. I think not robo.in. It's not robo. What happened is, after installing on first short circuit testing, 3 or 4 of the transistors blew up. You can probably see here. They have blown up. This light here you can see. It cracked. See this one. So this looks like it's a fake product. See, line you are able to see. So this was a fake product. Better versions also come, but I don't want to rely on this thing for charging. I will only use it for, not for discharging, I will use it for only charging. So here 3 of them have cracked. So in first shot only this went bad. It's a fake product. Then I went for this lower configuration. It's not mentioned, but it is 3S 25 ampere. So here short circuit and all, it recovers. See, short circuit happened. If I connect some charger, then recovery will happen. So here what I am going to do is what I read online in YouTube comments and all. Nobody has made a video like that. People have bypassed the discharge route by using a switch which controls the relay. Whenever you want to do the self start, you press that switch. It will bypass the BMS by connecting the negative to the B minus. This B minus, negative of the battery. When the switch is pressed, the relay will connect this to this. This is bypassed, and then the battery will discharge as much as you want without limitation of the BMS. Then after that, once you are done with the self-starting, the relay you have to put off. Then BMS will come into use for charging or for running the small things like LED light, indicators, etc. With that idea only somebody had commented, and many others also have commented, that we can bypass using diode pack. So since this was giving maximum of 90 amps, I assume the bike and all 150cc will take not more than 90 amps. So I made this parallel configuration of diodes. Each one is having forward drop of 0.7 and 0.7 volt or even less, I don't know, and can carry 10 amps. So in total this will carry 100 amps. So I will stack them up in this. Three PVC sheets are there. One I will put it here, and then other two to cover this. And then that diode will be pointing anode to cathode will be here. It will be in this direction. So while discharging, that means you are taking the current here. Current flow is this way. It bypass the BMS like this. And while charging, it will use the BMS because diode will be open circuit. That's what I'm trying. This fully charged battery I tried in the 110cc scooter, but it was not starting at all. The indicators, light, etc. were working. So using this diode configuration, I'll try this. There is no risk at all unless you are drawing very large current. But connections I have made is not using this kind of wires, thin wire. If anything burns inside, it will cut off the circuit. Not use very thick wires for safety. Just insulated it, and the spacers are there. That's very good. There is gap for ventilation, etc. And overall, the final size will be, thickness will be like this much, and width will come out to be this much. So it is 3S4P 6Ah battery with theoretically 90 ampere starting current it can provide. So that's what I am trying. Before packing it, I wanted to just show this. Each one is 15C, 1.5 ampere battery, very 1500 mAh, 15C battery from a reputed place. This is also from a reputed place called robo.in. So this battery thing was frustrating me because some of my bikes are parked for 6 months and all without use. So battery will go bad even if it is new. For recovering, I tried using this sulfuric acid, then this pulse mode in this charger. It's a very good charger, costing 1500 Indian rupees in 2024, and it supports up to 6 ampere. And pulsation mode is there for 2.5 ampere. Quite good. You can invest in this one rather than the small ones. For smaller lead acid batteries, you have to get small chargers. Like this one is also another one. Very good one. This one is another one. So recovering this battery and all, tried a lot. This was an earlier bike battery. It was flooded one, but it worked very well compared to these kind of AGM batteries. This dry batteries are not good. This kind of battery, even if you keep it for long, it can be recovered easily. But they don't. You cannot purchase it now. You can get it made from somewhere, but it's not available in online or anywhere. Only if you buy bike, it will come with it. These kind of batteries are joke. Just for wasting your money. And if you make this kind of setup, then it should last for at least heavy usage also. It will last. Regular usage, 5 years it will last. Good. This kind of battery will go bad in 1.5 year after heavy regular usage. And this can be maintained by putting after 1 year at least, even if it is within warranty, you can put some amount of sulfuric acid, proper 1.25 gravity grams per ml sulfuric acid gravity. If you wait for warranty period to expire, then it will go bad. Even after close to 1 year, these Amron people, they refused. Not Amron, the dealer refused to take this battery back. It had gone bad because I parked it for 6 months. But even within 1 year also, they did not accept it back. They overcharged it and showed it is working. But after bringing it home, it will not hold charge. And for 2 days, it will get discharged. Not very good brand. So within 1 year only, it gave problem. Though the warranty is still 48 months. That means 4 years. 1 year only, it went bad. The quality is not good. Similarly, this one also went bad within 1 year. But that one is good. The flooded one is good. This is flooded car battery from 9 to 10 years old. And it is repairable. I am repairing it. And for light purpose, I put acid and all, cleaned it using welding machine. The welder type of desulfator, using desulfation using welding machine. So recovery in this happened to some extent. This I will keep updating on this one. Basically, while for cranking, I will be taking current directly from here. And for charging, this will charge slowly. So this is like this has got balance function, but it is a passive balancing. What happens is three packs are there, three parallel packs are there. So it is 3S. 3 parallel packs of 4 battery. So it is 3S 4P. So if any of them exceeds 4.24 charging, after full charging, any of them exceeds 4.24, this will keep on discharging through one of the 3 resistors. It will charge up to 4.31. Then after that, if you leave it disconnected, this 100 ohm resistors will discharge each of the 3 parallel packs till it comes down to 4.24. The next time you charge, then again it will pick up to 4.31. Then if you disconnect, it will go back to 4.24. Like that, they achieve the balancing by dissipating the excess charge and bringing it back to 4.24. So other packs, other parallel cells, they will catch up with the one which is overcharged. So only for charging this is good. For discharging and all these things are not reliable. This will blast times. They are quite unreliable, even cause fires and all. So that's why only for charging in a balanced way I am using this. 3S 25 amps BMS, which is from a good source, good place, and it looks good also. Circuitry looks reliable also. I will keep on updating on the progress. Now I will connect the diode, then start the vehicle, and then use it. Then keep on updating. These are PVC sheets. I will make a sheet for this also, covering this part, so that the rain will not hit it. Ventilation will come from below for the board and all. Nothing else should be covering this. best to put a heatsink or buy one with a heatsink, one BMS with a heatsink. Those ones are very reliable. I keep on updating. Yeah, I assembled the whole battery back and tested it on vehicle. This diode setup was okay. That means connecting the diode from this part, negative to negative of the battery, negative output to negative of the battery, seems to be working. But one problem was the overloading. These are the diodes. There somewhat it was overloaded and the starter motor didn't start like the when you put a normal lead acid battery. For that I suspect these connections are weak. For example, the board is getting this wire. All this thing is connected by thin wire. So I'll double the length for this whole series, this parallel pack. Like this one also. Each one is connected by thin wire like this. This one, this to this, and all is connected by a thin wire. So I'll double that. Secondly, there was a small accident because of my cat. There was short circuit after putting this diode. So BMS was not helping that time. It was not in play. So what happened is this wire burnt here. I don't know if you are able to see that. See, this burnt here and somewhat here also. Here. So I saw smoke. That's why I removed all the tape, disconnected the diodes. Otherwise the concept is working. Two problems are, if this short circuits without when you put the diode, that is without protection, and these terminals stick together and there will be a major accident. Secondly, these wires have thin configuration. Those are the only two problems. So I'll try to thicken up the wires, double the wires. Yeah, I remove these damaged wires. See, because these I don't know what is the problem. It is 15C batteries. That means if the wires are thick, it should deliver 90 amps without getting overloaded. So I think the wires are thin. Also, because of that, the motor, the relay and the starter motor would start very slowly. Means it will make that tick 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 sound. Then after some 5 seconds, it will start. I suspected the relay or starter motor, but then today I put the lead acid battery, okay condition lead acid battery, and it was working. So because of these thin wires only, I think it's not able to deliver the full capacity of the battery. So I will make it thicker. There is also a possibility of using LiFePO4, lithium iron phosphate cells, which I will do for my bike. Another one, that the BMS can be used directly. There is no need for discharge diode, which is used. This connection, this one is for that diode connection. This to this. Yeah, so I have to replace the bad wires, double up the wires, yeah, and try again. And possibly fuse can also be put for safety purpose. Otherwise the pack will go bad inside. So I'll put a fuse also. Maybe some 100 amps fuse I don't have, so 50 amps in parallel maybe. because when it shorts now this thing sticks. There is no protection, the outputs are sticking, there is no protection, then something inside will burn, inside the pack. BMS is okay, diode is also okay, but these wires will get burnt, so better to use fuse also. So I removed all the old wires and then put 1 square die cross section wire, because there will be more wire to take the load towards the board. I'll make the pack and see if it is giving problem with starting the self motor in the 110cc scooter. This battery pack, the wires I showed, thicker wires. These output wires also somewhat thicker. These connectors to the board also thicker. And not put the diode till now, those ones. So just wanted to check the short circuit. When I shorted for like 2-3 times, the spark was larger because the wires had become large. And then on 4th time, the board went bad. I don't know why they make these kind of things. This board is only good for, such boards are only good for balancing charging, not for discharge test. This was got from a reliable source. I thought it was good board, but it went bad. So it's always better to have only the charger balancer thing, not the discharge part. Electronics is unreliable. Discharge side you can keep one fuse maybe. I will replace this one. This was 3S 25 amps low and failed with when it was shorted. Earlier it was working and the wires were thinner, but once I made this wire thicker as I showed, it failed. Now I have to replace this. So I connected the battery back. Okay, this is the negative, this is the positive. Very carefully, because in case there is a short of this positive to the frame, there will be, this will burn up. Board is just for charging. So I'll just start with one, the self start I'll do. Earlier it was to take some 5 seconds for it to start, self start. Okay, now with one click only, it is starting. Another problem is petrol is overflowing from carburetor. This is happening because Indian government is now mixing ethanol with petrol. So the old carburetor, like this one, 6-7 years old vehicles, carburetor parts, tubes, etc. are getting damaged and blocking the carburetor. So I don't know why they are doing like that. Now the conclusion is this was not providing sufficient power because the wires which were used earlier were thin. That's why it would not start immediately. Earlier I had used this kind of wire, thin wires. Now I use this yellow kind of thick wire, 1 square mm. So whenever you are making battery pack, make sure that you use thick wire, then later on add fuse for protection. Discharge side is completely taken off by this 5 and 5 parallel diodes, bank of diodes, each one having 10 amps. So total 5 into 10. 10 into 10, that means 100. 5 and 5, so 100 amps for discharging. For charging, hopefully this will take care. If you do discharging from here, this will immediately go bad. But now any kind of short, that means discharge, will not happen through this, it will happen through the diode. Only charging will happen through this. I'll check if balance charging is happening with this new card, 3S 40 amps now. Earlier which burnt last time was 3S 25 amps. And then put some protection for this, because the rain will be coming this direction. Some protection is needed like this, and ventilation will come from down for this card and battery, from below, back side. Yeah, so now it is working. Problem was the thin wires which were used for making the battery packs. Yeah, so I have to clean the carburetor because it was draining all the fuel which I am storing for use as paint thinner, because this is now having contamination. I checked with voltmeter when vehicle is on. Sorry, I cannot show in video because I am shooting alone. This shows some 12.7 volts, and probably it is charging also. When it is off, it is showing 12.65. The 12.7 charging voltage will go up to 15 volts. If it has exceeded, this BMS should cut off. So I will finalize it. Then I will make this for my bike also, lying abandoned for some 2 years because of battery is bad. Service is needed. This looks like it is working. Only thing I have to make sure that this thing is never shorted. Otherwise it will be a big fire. Not fire, smoke. Board and diode will not get damaged. Internal wiring, something will go bad. I have to again reopen the tape and all, like yesterday it happened at night. See this battery I am testing now. You can see the discharge is happening. Will happen through these diodes. 5 diodes here, 5 diodes here. Parallel, so all are in parallel. The 60 watt lamp. So it is running for some 1 hour. Its capacity is 6 Ah. While discharging, this thing is not coming into play. This bypasses by the diode. While charging, the diodes will block themselves, will be cut off, and then this will charge. This new BMS which I used charges to each of the parallel strings up to 4.35 volt, and then discharges to 4.25 for achieving the balancing. Here 4 80 ohms resistors are there, so they are hotter than the discharge more quickly. They are hotter than the previous 3S 25 amps board, where 100 ohms was there. So it will get spoiled faster, I think. Charging resistors, they are hotter, it will run for less number of years. That is one problem. So overall, I checked in vehicle and all. It is working very well. Only thing, these things should not short. There is no fuse or protection. If they short, then here the wirings, something will burn up. That is the only danger. It is all well ventilated. I just have to make a cover for this because water will come from top. It is mounted like this. Ventilation is also necessary. This pack should work for at least 5 years of good usage. And if card goes wrong, then I can only desolder this part, remove the card, put a new one. Battery will last for more than 5 years. No sulfation and all like what happens here after 1 year. So I'll try in other vehicles also. I ordered LiFeBO4 lithium iron phosphate battery. There the total voltage is higher, 14.6. because it is 4S configuration. Here it is 12.6 because it is 3S configuration. There BMS is only doing the discharge and charging. That's what they claim. These BMSs are very unreliable when it comes to discharging. That means running on load. I will fix this in one vehicle and then it should work. While using this, what has to be taken care is that the voltage of each of the three strings should not go below 3 volt. Otherwise some 3 or at least for 2.5 volt, otherwise some damage will happen. And also short circuit I told. Overcharging will not happen. The charging has to be done by this. Otherwise the cells fuses will go or it will catch fire also. And sufficient diodes have to be provided. 1 square mm thick wire for making the battery connections. These are the precautions. Then there should not be any water damage. Ventilation should be there because these resistors, transistors get hot. Should not be any impact, any kind of impact injury. Otherwise there will be fire. Lead acid also there is possibility of short circuiting, but it is much safer compared to this one. This is powerful, so it has to be used carefully. I tried to make the lid and then put it in the scooter. Worked for 55 minutes and now it is charging with this charger. Some 6 amps is taking. There will be some effect of that soldering and all. You have to do carefully. 6 amps. That will reduce the capacity, etc. So while soldering, if you can, then that spot welder or nickel strip is good idea. You can put fuse also, that is good. Okay, so this is like actual capacity is close to 5 Ah. Here one of the cells, that is this one, between these two, what is connected, went below 3 volts. The other two are close to 3.5 volt. Because in this one I had used 2 old batteries. The other ones were all new, but all are of same type. So that is one limitation, but it need not have such high such high requirement for capacity. I think it should discharge normally if you want to use it for bike self-starting. This vehicle is somewhat cold, that's why it's not starting very fast. You can see I made some cover. BMS is here. Okay, this is diode, but now it is not fitting into this frame, so I'll use this in another vehicle. These spacers have made the space big, but it is a 125cc scooter, bigger engine scooter, and it is starting very comfortably. You can see the voltage went down from 12 to 10. started this already some more than 10 times. Batteries were fully charged, and charging voltage is also like 12.5 volts. These are the contacts. The problem is this thing is not fitting in this, but in other vehicle it is fitting. If I remove this protection, then this battery and spacer will fit, but the BMS will be exposed. Yeah, so it is successful in this bigger vehicle also, 125cc. So this is the final battery pack. I tied this to this one so that these things don't move and touch the scooter frame, which is negative, and cause any short circuit, just like it is fixed here. Then base also some battery cover, the battery wrapping became 18650 wrapping, and some joints, solder joints were exposed. So I just wrapped the bottom also. So now even if it is falling, it will be protected. BMS is on top. Yeah, so this should last at least, battery should last close to 5 years. BMS should also last that much. Better than these lead acid things. This will have, like, you don't use, still it will be not discharged even after 1 year. These are like PVC sheets glued using super glue. Yeah, if any problem comes, I will keep on updating. This thing has incredible power. And in case you are using that black battery holders in each of the cells, then this final thing may not fit into your compartment, battery compartment. The dimension you should try to make it as like this. So start with the box only, that will be better. If you're putting spacers, it is good for ventilation, but the final thing will not fit in your scooter. That will be better. I will connect this using nut and bolt. That is this kind of thing. And for battery, any problem comes, I will update. See, the rain will come from this direction, so that's why, and BMS is on top. This taping is necessary. Secondly, some or the other place this insulation will be there. Air circulation will be there through the insulation. The discharge resistors are there, balance resistors, they get heated up. The 3480 ohms resistors, they get heated up. There has to be some ventilation for that. While vehicle is ridden, they will charge and get heated up. Only danger is that. Next time I will try to use some 25 amps BMS, which has higher value of those balance resistors and less heat produced. See, I installed it in the vehicle, this thing, that lithium ion battery with diode discharge and charging via 3S 40 ampere BMS. Just quickly turn it on because the petrol is leaking. Carburetor overflow because of heavy ethanol mixing by Government of India. So see, petrol leaking because the carburetor lines are getting damaged. See, few tips. Firstly, this thing, positive point, it has to be fixed, should not be moving. So while installing it, that means connecting the battery to the vehicle's positive electrical point, this rubber jacket which is there had moved up. While installing it, touched the frame behind these fuses. There was a small spark, but luckily that frame was painted, so nothing big happened. So I put this wrapper, plastic wrapper, put a double side tape to this plastic part. So this wrapper will always be keeping this positive line away from the frame. See, behind this battery compartment, on this side where this fuse is mounted, all are metal. Anything is shorts to the metal, there will be flames. Secondly, this side there is PVC sheet. Behind that, these terminal wires are coming. Then again insulation tape is there. Behind that, this battery contacts are there. That means the batteries are made in series and parallel. So whenever the battery terminals you are soldering, make sure there are no sharp edges. Should be smooth, because when I tighten this plate, this can press these wires against the sharp edges of the battery soldering. So there is a possibility of failure. So battery contacts when you are making, make sure it is smooth, surface is smooth. So now I have fixed it, it will not move. 2 wires also I am taking, and then it is connected to this kind of cigarette socket. You can connect the male of this and charge it also without opening it, and also it flames up. If you wait for a few seconds, so here no fuse is put, you have to be careful. It's a lighter also is there. Basic purpose is to charge it when I was using lead acid battery. Now also I mean you can connect mobile chargers, etc. Yeah, so make sure it is stable, nothing is pushed or forced. The positive should be isolated, like this wrapper which is held by a double-sided tape, so it will insulate the positive contact. Negative, I have left it hanging like this because I don't think any positive lines are going there. I should wrap it also. I thought leave it. So now this, everything is going well. This will last 5 years without any problem, even after keeping not turning it on for 1 year. The battery should work. Many things can go wrong. For example, the base, if it is having bare battery body or contacts or any solder joints are there, it can touch this frame. So that's why at least put some insulation tape and keep this firm, not shaking. The wind and moisture is going to hit it like this. BMS is on top. That's why you have to accommodate. And there will be some ventilation for the discharge resistors, balance resistors and transistors. So it is packed, but there will be some ventilation. Any problems are there, I'll update. But this setup looks like it's not any more dangerous like than the lead acid battery setup. The lead acid AGM batteries and all, they are looting customers by giving substandard product and big claims of 4 years warranty, which is never fulfilled from their side. So that's why after getting frustrated, I went for this lithium ion setup. I was trying this for last 2 years but didn't have that motivation. After this I will be building for my bike. One more vehicle is there like that. I'll try to go for lithium iron phosphate with proper BMS discharge. If it doesn't work, then I'll use diode. But here this looks like it's not very dangerous. Not any more dangerous than the lead acid setup. Unless something hits it, some puncture happens due to accident or something, this is okay. See, in this battery when you're installing, make sure that there is no short circuit, because then something inside may also go bad and some burning smell will come. Spark which I told was very short, and I saw the smell also. There is nothing went wrong inside, because the discharge there is no protection. Also this metal strip was hinged here, but since the size of battery has increased, I hinged it on this this tie, and it was moving this way, so I put a double-sided tape. So you have to make it secure, and this one should only be tightened with hand, not with tool, otherwise it may puncture the battery. These kind of small things has to be taken care of. So while installing, make sure that there is no short circuit and all, and if there is some smell, smoke and all, then disassemble everything and then replace that part and then reassemble. I'll keep on updating if any problems are there.